Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hey, Sean, welcome to week number, I think they say once in Spanish. I'm not 100% sure, but
that's right.
Week 11, my friend. Man, alive, it goes fast.
Yeah. And every week you feel like, man, is it really that? Yeah, it is.
Every week I get more and more scared to make picks.
Well, that too.
You know what I mean? It's like the season is running out, and I feel like, each week you feel like you look at them and you're like, you start to have a little bit of, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be as crystal clear, but it feels that way every week.
Yeah, it feels that way Sunday morning too. You know, I'm so happy football's on, and you just know by the end of the day you're going to be mad at some of the picks you made.
What's up, Drew? You got no picture no more, man? What happened? There he is. It took a second to populate there. No question about that. So I don't know if you have it handy, but how are we doing so far this year on NFL?
I can get those numbers. I got to bring it up. I don't have it handy.
So I'm
good. But you were what, 35-21, I believe?
So now I'm 36-21, so hitting at about 65%. That ain't bad.
Yeah, I can bring them up before the end of the show and tell us exactly.
Man, just have a kind of an idea where we're at, if it's even worth listening to us.
Hey, the NFL, you're carrying us, so. But I think we're positive.
Yeah, we should be positive. There's no question. I mean, if I was betting more than $10 at a time, we'd be really positive. We'd be betting 100. But for me, there's just I don't know about you, Sean, but whether or not I have money on the game, if I make a pick, if I make a pick, even if I don't have money on it, I get mad when it loses, which sounds ridiculous, but it's true. I get so mad if I put my time and energy into something and it doesn't work out. Which I don't know why I'm like that, but I am. And it's sometimes terrible because I get mad and I know, why are you mad? I mean, it's not like you're playing. It's not like you're the one out there screwing it up. Somebody else is.
Yeah. When I don't play it, I get mad when I lose, of course. And then I also get mad when you win because you're like, man, I didn't play that one. So
that's
either way you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially when you play like 4 or 5 losers in a row and then you're like, all right, I'm going to take a break. And then when you take that break, then you win like 4 or 5 in a row. And you're like, damn it, how come I can't take the break when I lose 4 and then come back when I win 5? That doesn't, I know how that feels. So, all right. So week 11, Sean, let's get cracking with this week. I'm a little scared this week too, because I feel a little like you.
Ready that it's going to be wrong?
No, I'm not worried about you being wrong or right. It's just that I get more picks than I'm comfortable with, probably. You know what I'm saying? But I got to go with the system that has me at 36-21, Sean. And honestly, somebody wearing a green shirt, but we won't say who, talked me out of 2 and got me to switch them. Otherwise, I would be 37-19. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. San Fran big, says Drew. Well, we'll see if San Francisco wins big against Jacksonville. Detroit and Cleveland, Sean. That's the first game on the board. If you like Detroit versus Cleveland, you have to, if you like Cleveland, it's going to be hard to like Cleveland coming off that performance last week. That was pretty bad. And I know they're playing Detroit, but I mean, Detroit at least tied Pittsburgh. And I know it's Mason Rudolph playing quarterback, big deal. But 12 or 12.5 points or 13, I don't know that Cleveland could beat Ohio State by 13.
Yeah, but they did play New England, and we've seen New England was impressive again last night on the show.
Yeah, they beat Atlanta. Everybody's beating Atlanta.
Yeah, I know, but it was on a Thursday night, and it was after they've been called how good they were, so it was still pretty impressive. So I don't know how much I'd weigh that, but Cleveland has been inconsistent, so I don't want to give up the points. This is actually one I'd almost look at Detroit's total again. Cleveland's
You're going to go under?
Yeah, I might look at Detroit's total. I'm not making that official, but if you want to play those, I would look at Detroit's under. I don't think they're going to score many points again.
I have them scoring 24 points, Sean, so I'm probably pretty sure that's going to be that Cleveland defense is not exactly a showstopper there. I mean, sometimes they play well, but they also sometimes get lit up and against some lesser competition too.
Yeah, well, Detroit's offense is really bad, so
right,
and they're not exactly the healthiest neither all the time. So
They're not.
They're missing some players, and it doesn't take much when you're not a good offense. You miss one or two players, then you're even worse.
Probably. So, are you taking any action at all in that game between
No,
Cleveland and the Lions? Okay, just to give everybody a sense. So, at that line, about most of the tickets, close to 60% of the tickets, are on the Lions, and a little bit more than 50 cents on the dollar. So, most people think 12.5 is too many points. The people and the money are backing that. As far as the game itself is concerned, Sean, 62% of the tickets are on the over. And almost 100% of the money is on the over. And guess who's going to join them on the over, Sean?
You.
Yes, me. In that, well, I mean, if I have Cleveland scoring, I mean, if I have the Lions scoring 24, I mean, that's that game should go over unless somehow Baker Mayfield's only good for another 7 spot. But I hope he's better for that this week.
Yeah, you would think.
I mean, can you not see Cleveland winning this game 45-0?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You could, but the only thing with Cleveland is they want to run the ball. So, but against Detroit's defense, I mean, that might be all it takes, and you can still score quick. The only concern there is running the clock, and if they do get up a lot, they're just going to run the clock out. That would be my concern.
I don't know that they do that too much in the NFL. I got minus 109 at 42.5, Sean, and so I'm taking the over on that. I am joining the nearly unanimous money on that game going over. All right, Drew says he wants to know about San Francisco versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. The game is a 4-point favorite, right? For now that line has moved up to 6.5, right? It's moving up. Opened up at -4. I guess that impressive win against Seattle helped a lot of money come in on the 49ers. Sean, are you with Team Drew or not?
No, I'm not. I actually think this is a bad trap game here. And a touchdown's a lot. San Fran, after that big win, looking impressive. Now everybody's jumping back on the San Fran bandwagon here. Mitchell, the running back, looks like he's going to be out. So they
pick up the other guy.
Yeah, and they're going to have the fullback, Vandercheck, or
the guy with no vowels in his name.
Yeah. He's going to be the third down back. I think this is a scary game. I'm leaning Jacksonville +7 here.
Are you going to take them?
No, I'm just leaning it.
Well, honestly, this is a game where I wish I would have jumped on it when the line first opened up, because at 4, this game is an absolute must take on the 49ers. But at 6.5, we're probably about a half a point too high. And it looks like that line is just going to continue going up because it's at 7 at some books, 7.5. I'm looking at the wrong one. It's 6.5 across the board. I was down one game. So it seems to me like if this line comes down to 6, I would be on the 49ers. If it stays at 6.5, I'm not on the 49ers. So that's how close it is to me, Sean, for a take. As far as the total is concerned, it's at 45.5. Do you see anything in that line that entices you?
No, I don't, because I don't trust either offense, but I don't trust Jacksonville's defense, and even and Lawrence is going to turn the ball over. I don't like this total.
Yeah, if you got it at 4, Drew, I would be all over that. Yeah, I think 7's about the right number. I think they can win even. I mean, a lot of times when I think of these games, I think, okay, how does Jacksonville win? Jacksonville wins in an ugly game like they played against Buffalo, right, where it's 3-9, some kind of crap like that. How does San Francisco win? Well, San Francisco can win a bunch of ways, and one of those ways is by a lot of points. So I like to think about which team can blow the other team out, and it's the only team that's, under normal circumstances has the ability to blow the other team out would absolutely be the 49ers blowing out Jacksonville. But I agree with you, Drew. If you got that 4-point line, I would have been all over it. I kind of wish I missed that one early in the week. But looking at the money itself at 6.5, 3/4 of the tickets and 3/4 of the money is still back in the 49ers despite the line moving up. And this is another game, Sean, where huge amounts of money are on the over, about 95 cents on the dollar, but 60% of the tickets, Sean, are on the under. So big money coming in on the over. I have this game going over too, Sean. I have the two teams combining for 49 points. That's 4 more than the 45 or 45.5, whatever line your book's giving you. But that's not a big enough spread for me to take it.
Yeah.
The Indianapolis Colts against the Buffalo Bills. This is a good game. I feel like this is a potential playoff preview. No?
Yeah, could be. I mean, we'll see. Colts are going to be borderline.
Yeah, they're going to be borderline. But you think 7 points is borderline too many?
It is too many. Buffalo.
So you're taking Buffalo.
No.
Well, how can you make a definitive statement and then say no? It is too many, but no.
It's too many to give up for Buffalo, so I would lean Indianapolis, but I got to play on the total in this game.
So you're not double dipping, I see.
Yeah, no. I mean, I would, but I'm not. Double dip. I mean, it didn't work out too bad last week. I did 1 of 2 where I clean sweep both, but
7 is the perfect number, so I can't take it either because I have Buffalo winning by like 6.5 points because my projections are fractional. So I have Buffalo winning this game by 6.34 points. I don't know how you do that, but that's how it is. So it rounds it up to 7. So that's a stupid soccer tie, Sean. So you said you got a number on a total. The game is 49.5. 49.5 is too high for Sean. Let me guess. Sean is going to play the under, and he's going to say the Buffalo offense has been struggling. The Colts offense is not explosive. There's no way these two teams go over 49.5. Go ahead, Sean.
I mean, that's essentially, but Buffalo's also played a lot of these, low scoring when they play a better team, and their defense is really good, but their offense has been inconsistent when they played better teams. So I expect this to be a tight game and a low scoring game. So yeah, 49 is too high. I'd expect it more to be, and I know this ain't the range that you would want, but I would expect this total more to be like 45, not 49. 49.
I think you got those numbers reversed.
What, you think it's going to be 54?
I have them coming in at 54. Sean.
Wow.
30-24, Buffalo Bills win this game. And so that game would actually go over for me, Sean. But again, a 4.5, 5 point difference is not enough for me to go ahead and make that play. But it's pretty close, another point or two away. If that line were to come down to like 48 by kickoff, I would be on the over. But I can't do it at 49.5. So I need it to come down about another 2 points.
Their offense has not been explosive against decent teams. It's been explosive against bad teams so far. So.
I hope you win. I mean, I don't have a dog in the fight, so to speak. You do, so I hope you win.
Yeah, and I mean, the Colts +7. The deciding factor here is I just feel more comfortable on the under, especially with the 7. I would feel comfortable with, but then you got Wentz and the turnover issue. And
I think a defensive touchdown works against you.
It does, but if he has a horrible game.
Yeah, well, he has horrible games. I know he's my fantasy quarterback. He has horrible games. He scored 6 points for me last week. Miami versus your New York. How can you be a Jets fan and admit that? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, this is going to be an ugly game.
Hold on one second. I forgot to talk about what the people think in terms of where the money goes on that game. So with the Colts getting 7.5 points. About 50, a little more than 50% of the tickets are on the Colts, but 2/3 of the money, so big money, outsized bets on the Bills. Most of the people think the game is going under. About 60% of the tickets are on the under, but more than 90 cents on the dollar, Sean, following you, checking your notes before they made their bets, and then they went off to Miami and the New York Jets. So go ahead about your home team and why you like them.
No, I don't like them here. I'm staying away from this game. I don't understand why the Jets are going to Flacco here. It makes no sense at all.
Because Mike White threw 4 interceptions.
Yeah, but
first round draft choice is still hurt. So, and then the other guy who came in from Mike White was not much better.
Yeah, but there's no point of having Flacco in here. This team's not going anywhere.
Well, maybe there is a point in having Flacco in there because you're probably going to still be a little bit more competitive, but still lose, and then have the same draft pick anyway.
Yeah, I don't even think they're going to be competitive with Flacco. My hesitation of giving up the points though is Miami. You just don't know what you're going to get week to week with them. So this is just.
I do think with Tua coming back should help the offense a little bit. I think
it should. Yeah. I'm just going to pass on this game. This is one of those. Besides being a Jets fan, you don't even want to watch this game.
Yeah, it's close to me to taking the Dolphins. I would need that game to come down to about 1 point, so move a little bit closer to a pick'em. And it's probably. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think the line's going to continue to move in the favor of the Miami Dolphins, and that number is going to go up. by kickoff. So if you're a Dolphins backer, you probably want to make that action now, because I can see that line moving up from 3.5 to maybe 4, maybe even 4.5 by the time they actually kick off come Sunday. So if you're going to back the Dolphins, now's the time to do it. I can't do it because I need that line to come down a little bit. The total in this game, Sean, is 44.5. That seems like it might be a little bit of a stretch.
It might be, but then my concern is the Jets defense is the worst in the league, and it's just been horrible. And then you're going to have turnovers as well. So I just passed on this because you don't want to trust them going over, but the problem with the under is the turnovers and just an ugly game. So,
well, I have the game coming in 27 for the Dolphins and 17 for the Jets, and that equals exactly 44, Sean. So if it weren't for the hook and some of these books, that would be what you call a stupid soccer tie. The Washington football team heads down to Carolina. So you're going to have Ron Rivera facing Carolina with Cam Newton back at quarterback. So Rivera is going to be motivated to make Cam look bad for not bringing him into Washington. And Cam's going to be motivated to make Rivera look bad for not bringing him into Washington.
Right, and they both won last week, and they're kind of rejuvenated. So I like Carolina here with the momentum. Their defense played really good. I think Newton just kind of stabilizes everything. He's not going to turn the ball over. He didn't
really produce much offense last year when he started in New England.
No, he didn't. But like I said, this seems like Carolina needed Newton. Newton needed Carolina. So it may only last a couple weeks.
That sounds like a country song almost.
Yeah. This may be a honeymoon, for only a couple weeks, but this is one of the weeks. And I'm going to take Carolina, giving up the 3 to Washington here. And I don't have to worry about a letdown or anything because Washington just beat Tampa Bay. So, I mean, these teams are both coming in high, So.
I have Carolina covering by just a point, Sean. So I think it's 3 is just like spot on. You'll be sweating it at the end. You'll be hoping that they kick that field goal instead of taking a knee at the end of the game. So you better hope the clock is in your favor where they have to go ahead and kick the field goal. Yeah. As far as the total is concerned, Sean, it is 43. I'm damn close to another stupid soccer tie. I have them coming in at 42, 21 to like 22 to 20.
Yeah, this number is pretty accurate again. It's too low for me to jump on the under, and I don't want to go on the over with these two teams, so it's a pass.
Yeah, it's a pass for me too. As far as the actual wagering public is concerned, Sean, I got to find that one real quick. Where is that one? This thing is just so one is in one order and one is in a completely different order. So at +3, most of the money is, most of the tickets, about 55, like the speed limit is on the Panthers in terms of the tickets. But a little more than that. 2/3 of the money is backing the Panthers. 60% of the tickets are on the over, but it's 50-50 in terms of the money. So a little bit more money heading towards the underside of that game. Baltimore coming to my town, Chicago, to play the Bears. So you're going to have Justin Fields probably playing one of the tougher defenses he's seen all year in terms of getting after the quarterback. You think Justin getting 6 points? This one opened up at 4.5 and is shot straight to 6, Sean. You think that his line's going to continue going up or start to settle back the other way?
Yeah, it's probably going to finish there. I mean, it will finish between 6 and 7. And I think it's a perfect line. I could see it going either way. It's another pass for me. I mean, most people probably are going to jump on Baltimore. Like you said, Justin Fields versus the Ravens defense there. But Baltimore's another team you just can't trust right now.
Yeah, this is another game I wish I would have played earlier in the week when it opened up at 4.5, because at 4.5, it is a play for me. In fact, if this game were to come down to 5, and I'm kind of hoping with the line opening up at 4.5 that it does move back down towards in favor of Chicago. That way, if it does move to 5, I am on Baltimore. If the number comes down to 5, if it stays at 6 or moves up, I can't back Baltimore because I'm not getting a big enough discrepancy in that. So as is right now at 6, no take on Baltimore. At 5, I am on Baltimore. The total in this game, Sean, is 44.5. It opened up at 44 and moved up a half a point. So I guess people are looking at that last game and expecting the Bears offense to play a little bit like it did against the Pittsburgh defense.
Yeah, it's another one I feel like set pretty good. I could see this going either way. Baltimore's a little banged up, especially on the defensive side. So who knows who's playing or not, and who knows how Justin Fields is going to do against that Baltimore's defense. And Baltimore's offense has just been inconsistent.
This is another game, Sean, where I'm like a half a point away. This game opened up at 44. If it were 44 right now, and I guess I can buy a half a point, but if it were at 44, right now I'd be saying I'm betting the over in this game. I have the game coming in at 51. My spread that I have to have between my projected score and the total is 7. So it's at 6.5 right now, actually 6.51. If it were to move down to 44 again, and I'm kind of hoping it does, maybe we get some forecasts or some inclement weather in Chicago. I don't think so at this point. But if we do and that number comes down to 44, I would bet the over in this game, Sean. One thing that when you sent me the note, I know how disciplined I am in making the football selections because I've run through this data year after year, and I found that half a point, as stupid as it sounds, Sean, that half a point makes a big difference in terms of winning and losing percentages. So I'm a stickler for sticking to the rules, Sean, especially in the NFL. As far as the bets are concerned, Sean, 3/4 of the money, 3/4 of the tickets are on the Ravens. 2/3 of the money tickets are on the over, and a full 75% of the money is backing the over. Again, if I get a half a point lower or I get a point lower on the total, one of those two things goes my way, the spread or the total. I'm going to be on Baltimore or the over.
And before we go on, I found our NFL stats together. I got it. 86 and 74 were plus $59.94. You have won 13 of your last 14 picks.
So I'm a little bit worried about this week. But I was worried about last week too. And that's why, I know I've been on a little bit of a streak. So I know that I have to play it really tight to the vest because if I get loose and start moving into games I shouldn't go into, I can absolutely guarantee you they're going to lose. Mm-hmm. The next game on the docket is the Saints against the Eagles. I'm when I saw this line, I was like, wait a minute, are you sure? Because I just intuitively expected New Orleans to be the favorite, but instead they travel to the city of brotherly love and they get 2.5 points to boot.
Yeah, but I feel that way every week with the Eagles and their line. It kind of favors them. I feel like they're almost like the Cowboys at this point. I don't know if more people are betting on the Eagles or what, but like the line surprised me last week that it was a toss-up between them and Denver, and then they ended up winning anyway. Jalen Hurts looked really good last week, but the problem is he looks really good like that, and then the next week he comes back and he doesn't look so good. So
I think the problem is not so much Jalen Hurts. I think the problem is the Saints' defense in this case. Yes, because this is a real physical, get-after-you defense. And, and I feel like Jalen Hurts, when they're physical and get after him, and he's got to make quick decisions, it's not that he's still young and in developing. And sometimes when there's a lot of heat on you, you make quick decisions. Sometimes you make mistakes. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him pull the ball and run a little bit more this weekend, Sean. And I also wouldn't be surprised to see him toss an interception or two, when he's under duress.
And another key here on why that line is the way it is, and Drew says he has a prop bet, Kamara with a TD. Well, that's going to be voided because Kamara, I believe, was ruled out.
No, he practiced.
Did he practice? I thought I thought the last thing I saw he was out.
When did you see that?
Today.
Oh, did you see that today? I don't know. Let's look that up. Because I saw that he had practiced earlier in the week and that he practiced and he looked good. So let's see. If he's out, well, that probably explains why the line is the way it is. But it didn't open up. It opened up at New Orleans plus.
Yeah, 6 hours ago, ruled out.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so.
Well, nonetheless, what do you think about this game?
So I'm leaning the Eagles. I'm not officially taking just that inconsistency, but I could see the Eagles winning this game by at least a field goal, and it's still under a field goal. So I'd lean the Eagles, but I'm not going to make it.
Not me. I'm actually taking New Orleans and the point, Sean. I feel like New Orleans is the better team with or without Alvin Kamara. They've lost 2 in a row, right? But I feel like Simeon is starting to come into a little bit of understanding what the offense is doing. They are scoring points. They were a 2-point conversion away from maybe beating that horrible Atlanta team, but they lost to them. So, but according to the system, this is the biggest. And I don't want to say it. This is New Orleans. New Orleans should win this game outright, Sean. But I'm going to take the 2.5 points just in case.
I will tell you, last week against Tennessee, I wasn't impressed how well they stuck with Tennessee, and Simeon there at the end making that good throw in the corner for the touchdown. So they did impress me last, and that's kind of why I'm staying away here, because again, it's 2.5. That's what it was last week, and they ended up doing a backdoor cover. So stay away from that.
This game is a total of 42.5, Sean. I have them scoring 46. Again, not enough for me to take them, but nonetheless, the game is going to probably go over. At least that's what the algorithm says. Yeah,
so I wanted to lean under, but then the Eagles do more of the fast-paced offense and stuff, and that always makes me nervous with a low score at 42.5. So mixed signals for me. I'm staying away.
Well, the money says that the tickets, 2/3 of the tickets are on the Saints, Sean. So I am a part of the masses, but it looks like a square sucker bet because 60% of the money is on the New Orleans Saints. The total, 2/3 of the tickets are on the game going over, but almost 90 cents on the dollar. So big bets on the over. Houston and Tennessee, Sean. This looks like one where Tennessee should just run right over Houston. Houston's coming off a bye, so maybe they've made some adjustments. Do you feel like I feel like I feel like Houston getting 10 and Detroit getting 12 almost doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the only thing would be this is a division game. It's just one of those you really want to give up points in the division. Division games you never know. So
I think I know who's going to win this game, Sean.
Yeah, Tennessee's going to win, but giving up 10, especially, it seems too obvious too. Tennessee's been really hot. Houston's been awful. But like you said, they did get a bye week. Taylor came back before the bye week.
And threw 3 interceptions.
Yeah, he looked horrible, but he's another guy. Sometimes he'll come out and, do that, and then he'll look like a starting NFL quarterback. So I'm going to pass because it just seems too obvious, and 10 points, I don't want to give up 10.
Well, Sean, I can't help it. I'm taking the Titans, and I'm laying the 10, Sean, for -1, -110. I have Tennessee winning this game handily, Sean. So I have a 3. I clear my hurdle by more than 3.2, which is I'm looking for a 3-point clearance. I got that in my algorithm for whether or not I should play for or against the spread in my power rankings. You can read about how I do my power rankings over at Moneyline Madmen if you want to follow along, or you can just listen to me because the way I do them, I just tell you how I pick them. So as far as the total is concerned, Sean, the total in this game is 44.5. Opened up at 44, so the line is starting to move up. Some books are already at 45.
Yeah, this is one I'd lean the over. I think Tennessee's going to put up points, and I think Houston's going to look a little bit better, so Taylor should be able to put up some points here. So I would lean over, but I'm not making it official.
Yeah, if I were to double dip, and I do not double dip, Sean, I have this game going way over. So if the Titans didn't prove to be a bet on the against the spread side versus the spread, I would have absolutely been on the over in this game. So if you're not afraid to double dip like I am, then you can go ahead and put 1 scoop of against the spread and 1 scoop of the total. Maybe if you do one of those same game parlays like Sean likes to do, start with the Titans laying 10 and then take the over, and then you can do a couple player props in here. Maybe you can do a player prop that the Tyrod Taylor will throw at least 1 interception.
You can do that.
Yes, so there you go. And then you got two of them already. And I know I think I read that DraftKings has a same game like bonus this week. Like you can do like up to $10 or $25 or something, some risk-free one, if I remember correctly. So looking at this game, Sean, in terms of the tickets and how they break out, at 40, about 50-50 on the tickets, but 3/4 of the money is laying the points with the Titans. As far as the total is concerned, Sean, at 44, it's close to 50-50 in the tickets, but over 90% of the money is on the over. So big money is backing the Titans and the Texans to score points. Minnesota and Green Bay. This is a divisional game, Sean, where the Packers traveled to Minnesota. The game opened up as the Packers -1, and it is held steady. Seems like this is another one when you first think about it that you would expect the Packers to be more than a 1-point favorite. So that kind of makes me a little bit nervous.
It does, but the way the Packers defense is played, I really like Green Bay here. I know Jones is out, but A.J. Dillon's really stepped up.
Pretty powerful runner, too.
Yeah, so
kind of like Ezekiel Elliott, and Zeke had a pretty good game against Minnesota.
Yeah, they're going to be a lot more physical.
Rush check quarterback, not Aaron Rodgers.
They're going to be a lot more physical than Minnesota, too, and Minnesota doesn't really do all that well in those kind of games. Mm-hmm. I really like Green Bay here, so I will take Green Bay officially.
He's officially taking the Green Bay Packers. I have them covering too, Sean. I have them winning by 2.5 points, so I think you could take them up. I don't think you could take them after 2 points, but if you feel comfortable with Green Bay, you could take them up to 2.5, and maybe cover. And then as far as the total is concerned, Sean, the boys in Vegas and girls in Vegas think they're going to score 47 points between the two of them.
Again, it's a division game. It's tough. I would lean the under here just because of how well Green Bay's defense has played. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to let it go and not double dip in this one.
Guess what I have it as?
A stupid soccer tie,
Stupid soccer tie, exactly. Got them. The two teams combining for 47 points. So I can't play the total when it's an absolute stupid soccer tie. As far as the tickets are concerned, Sean, about 70% of the tickets are on the Packers, but a little bit less than that in terms of the money. As far as the total is concerned, Sean, you have most of the tickets, about 60% of the tickets are on the under. But, and you almost never see this, Sean, most of the money, 80% of the money is on the over. You almost always see more tickets on the over, but more money on the under. It's rare to see it the other way around.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So
before we leave that game too, I mean, Minnesota, when's the last big game they win? With Cousins. Kirk Cousins don't win big games. So the big game, it's a toss-up, go the other way against Kirk Cousins.
You feel like it?
Yeah.
So Cincinnati, Burrow coming off of a little bit of break. Everybody's happy to get that offense in their fantasy football teams again with Jamar Chase and all them touchdowns that they rookie scores. -1. Are you kind of surprised that Cincinnati's only -1?
I actually feel like this is the sucker bet with Cincinnati. So I'm going to go with Las Vegas here. And
how many times do you want to lose money on them?
Well, I think they bounce back this week. And Cincinnati's going the other way.
Are they going to make a statement?
No, I didn't use those words at all. Cincinnati's going the other way too. I mean, they've lost, 2 or 3 in a row now? Yeah, they're quickly going the other way. So I think Vegas at home rebounds here, and I'm going to take Vegas to win it.
He's going to take Vegas to win it. He has a prop bet, Alvin Kamara with a TV, but can't you cancel that, Drew, or no? I think you can probably cancel it. They'll probably refund you, I would expect. If the book has any dignity, they will. If not, if I were you, I would email them and let them know this is crap. He's been ruled out before the game. I want my money back.
Well, they'll give it
back to you.
Yeah, they'll give it back to you. It's a matter of they might have to wait till the game goes official to give it back. I don't know. It depends on your sports book and what they do.
So Cincinnati and Las Vegas, the total there, Sean, is 50.5. How do you see it?
This is probably going to go over, but I'm going to just stick to my Vegas is winning.
Yeah, I have them going over 2 points, so not enough for me to take it. As far as the tickets are concerned, Sean, the money, how are people playing out their bets? 2/3 of the tickets are on the Bengals. 3/4, a little more than 3/4 of the money thinks the Bengals win by more than one, Sean. So you're swimming up tide, at least as far as the smart money is concerned. As far as the total is concerned, Sean, it doesn't really break down the money, but most of the bets, a huge amount of bets, think this game's going over 50.5. I don't have it going over by enough to actually do it that way. Arizona, Sean, coming off a disgusting loss last week, is started out as a pick'em in Seattle. Now Arizona has moved to a 1.5-point favorite, I suppose. And I see it's up to 2 in some places. That must mean Kyle Murray's coming back.
He's still questionable. He's a game-time decision. And the last couple of weeks has been game-time decisions. They've held him out. And you also got to look, Arizona has a bye week next week. So it wouldn't make much sense to bring him back this week.
Probably not.
So, Seattle. So I'm not going to double dip in this game. I'm going to go on the total. If I was going to play Seattle, Arizona, I'd probably play Seattle for those reasons.
I would probably take Arizona, but I can't play the game if I don't know if Kyle Murray's playing or not. As far as the total is concerned, Sean, the total is 47.5. And I'm going to guess, let me guess, Sean. Sean's going to say that the Seattle offense didn't score any points last week. Arizona's not the same with Colt McCoy at quarterback. Therefore, 47.5 points is too many. Sean's playing the under.
I am playing the under. Some of the reasons you said. I'm not really worried about Seattle's offense not looking. They haven't looked all that great all year. Their defense has been good, though. And with Hopkins out, Murray potentially out, this Arizona offense is not going to be as explosive. So I think this is a low-scoring game. So 47.5 is way too high.
Way too high, says Sean. Well, most of the people agree with you, Sean, because 2/3 of the tickets and 2/3 of the money says that 47.5 is way too high. As far as the game is concerned, surprisingly, maybe you would have been better off on the other side because the tickets are split almost 50-50. But, man, the big money is pounding Seattle in this spot. They're expecting Russ Wilson to be better in the second start off the bench. All right, so the Dallas Cowboys in a maybe Super Bowl matchup, Sean. Shall I say it? Can I say it? Is it possible that the Cowboys and the Chiefs end up in the Super Bowl? That's a politically incorrect game, if I ever heard of one. So you have the Cowboys getting 2.5 points heading off to Kansas City. Woo! What do you think? Has Kansas City got their mojo back?
Maybe, but it's one of those things. Do you overreact with 1 week? I mean, a lot of us do it. I do it. So it's kind of leaning the Cowboys, but then Amari Cooper's out. So then you're kind of worried about that.
I'm not, because Michael Gallup is legit.
He is legit. I am passing, but I'm leaning the Cowboys with the plus value here. I'm not.
I think that Clyde Edwards-Helaire is probably going to be back this week too. No,
possibly.
Yeah, I know he can't. Because I read that Andy, what the hell is his last name now?
Reed.
Andy Reid said that he looks really good in practice. That he looks spry. He's got a lot of juju in his step, so to speak. So I wouldn't be surprised if Clyde Edwards-Helaire, CEH, returns to the field.
Yeah, possibly. I'm just not sold that everything is figured out with Kansas City's offense yet.
Well, I do think the Cowboys probably have a little better defense than the Chiefs are bringing to the table right now. The only thing is that kid gets burned on the corner every now and then, and I think he might struggle. I forget his name now. The cornerback whose brother plays too. God,
oh my God, Diggs.
Yes, Diggs, Stephon Diggs' brother.
Yes,
he's got more touchdowns than Stephon this year, doesn't he?
He does.
But I could see him picking off Mahomes, and I could see Tyreek Hill getting behind him and getting burned. So anyway, so you're not playing either. So I'm going to take the Cowboys in the points, Sean. I have them winning this game outright. So that means that if they win the game outright, even though they have 2.5 points, but I'm going to take the 2.5 points, Sean, because you know me, I'm not going to go money line in the NFL. Even though I think my team is going to win, and I'm not being a homer here, it shows up on my screen. I'm going to take the points because you did this on a 2.5 point game where you took the money line and you lost because the team kicked the field goal and won by 2 instead of winning a bet. You lost the bet by not taking the points.
Yeah, actually, I lost last week too because I had Tennessee giving up 2.5 to the Saints, and they scored that touchdown at the end. Actually, and that's the one you won on too. Same exact reason.
But I played the over in that game. I didn't play the team. So
yeah. So I would definitely lean Dallas, but I'm not making it official. Too many unknowns here.
I'm making it official. The game is supposed to come in at 56.5, Sean. And once again, Rich is playing football, not football, because as weird as it sounds, I have this thing as a stupid soccer tie. I have them coming in at 56.36 points.
So just slightly under.
Slightly under, yes. But if they can get to 56.3 somehow, play the under.
Yeah. If I would go one way or the other, I'd go the over, but I'm nervous about that total.
I think the last 2 times these teams scored, Romo was quarterback, but didn't they score like 50 each?
Yeah, it could be. I would expect a wild, crazy game, but you never know. And 56.5 is just a little too high for my.
That is a high. That's like a college football total.
Yeah.
Last game of the day, Sean, has Pittsburgh traveling out to the Los Angeles Chargers, who have been disappointing so far, I would say. I think people probably thought more of the Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler squad than they've put on their record so far this year. The Steelers traveling out west, getting 6 points. You think that that's too many for Big Ben's return from the COVID?
I think he's still out, correct?
I don't know. I haven't seen, but I mean, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't get vaccinated and takes the Joe Rogan medicine, he's back in a week. Why can't the guy take the real medicine and be back in a week?
Here's my issue. I don't want to take Pittsburgh. They're banged up without T.J. Watt, without Roethlisberger probably. They got a couple other players out. But the Chargers don't win games by a lot of points. So that's my other issue the other way. So this is a pass for me. I've seen some people say, find the Chargers and find an alternate line because they're going to blow out Pittsburgh. Chargers don't blow out many people, and they're struggling right now. So I'd be afraid of that.
Yeah, I'm actually leaning Pittsburgh here. I'm not going to take them just yet, Sean. I'm going to see how I do Sunday through the early games. And if I'm ahead through the early games, so I've got 4 picks. If I go 3-1, even if I go 2-2, notice I don't even consider going undefeated. That's so sad. If I go 4-0, Sean, or 3-1, or even 2-2, then I will be on Pittsburgh. So I will go to Moneyline Madman after the 3 o'clock games are done, before the Sunday night game starts. And if I'm in plus money, Sean, I am going to take the Steelers and the points. But right now, I'm just going to put that on hold.
Okay.
And if I were going to pick a total in this game, Sean, they're expected to score 47. I have them coming in at 43. Actually, the Steelers winning this game, Sean. So, I mean, if you want to go ahead and moneyline one, so the Pittsburgh to moneyline and win this game, you're going to get – see, I don't even think this is a good number. You're plus 210 for a touchdown underdog? Yeah, no. That's stealing.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Ben Roethlisberger thing. It looks like, one coach is saying it looks like he's preparing for week 12, and then somebody else is saying he's playing week 11. So who knows?
Well, what I'm saying is if Rodgers can take, like I said, the Rogan drugs, the Rogan treatment, why can't a guy who's taking the actual treatment, the Fauci treatment, make it back in time? It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
No, not at all. So the National Institute of Health guy can't get you back on the field in 2 weeks, but the podcast guy can. What has this world come to? All right, Sean. Well, that wraps up our picks for week number 11. Hard as hell to believe we're already through we're not through. We're to week number 11, and it's good. We're having 13 of the last 14. Everybody says it's the hardest sport to bet. I think as long as you're disciplined, you can come out okay, right? So I'm ahead now, and if things start to go sideways, I'm just going to pull it back a little bit. So I'll even open up the margin of error bigger and bigger and bigger, so that we can finish the year on the plus side.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing, and I think this every Saturday with college football, is like you got tons of selections. You don't have to play everything, but you can find exactly what you like. It's the same thing with Sunday. You have 15 games or whatever, and you can pick, the spread, the over-under. You can just pick what you like. So, but too many of us, me included, gets caught up with too many games. So you're doing it the right way there.
I try not to, Sean. I'm very, like I said, it's been drilled into my head. The NFL is the hardest. So I've been very, very disciplined. You sent me that spreadsheet, and I know this, right? Because I know I'm a lot looser in the other sports, because I feel like you don't hear that same drum beat of, you can't win. So I am a lot looser. Then you said you sent that to me, and I know. I'm like, yeah. So and since then I've tightened it up and done okay. Although I don't know if Southern Miss is actually, those two teams were well on pace to go over, and I don't know what they're doing now. So we'll find out. And then that's it, Sean. So if folks like what they want, or they want to tell their friends or show their friends about the picks that we made for this week, somebody's gone 13 out of the last 14 for you. You've watched. I think you might want to tell your friends about it right before I get cold, so they can hate you.
Yeah. MoneylineMadman.com. Free to register. Our picks are always there. You can watch the show. Subscribe to our YouTube here. If you like what you see, like it. And then also Facebook and Twitter, Moneyline Madman.
And then tomorrow, I'm going to be working on some stuff. Sean was kind enough to put together for the quarterbacks only for now. We'll see how it goes. But I put together a lot of stuff for daily fantasy football, and I've cashed on 20 of my last 27 daily fantasy football rosters through DraftKings. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the projections I have for quarterbacks. We're going to compare them to the over and under totals for what did you use? DraftKings?
DraftKings, yep.
DraftKings. And any quarterback that's expected to go over or under, but we set the margin at 20%. We're going to highlight those as potential prop plays.
Yeah, I use DraftKings, but usually FanDuel's within a yard or two, or pretty much the same. So
yeah, otherwise you go to one way and go to one the other way, and if it comes in the middle, you win both ways. But otherwise, you're just losing maybe a little bit of money in the juice.
Yeah, I'll say one thing about the player props that's a little frustrating as a bettor is they come out so late. Like the passing yards came out this morning. Some of these other ones, your running backs, receivers, different things like that come out Saturday, come out Sunday. So you really don't get as much time to research them.
So we're going to research them. We're going to have every quarterback, what we have in projected throwing, what the DraftKings number is, and whether or not we're going to check those off as potential prop plays on the quarterback for over or under their yards passing. So make sure you're going to have to go over to Moneyline Madmen to get those. I'll have them up no later than Sunday morning before the game starts, but my goal is to get them up there tomorrow. It'll be free, but we would appreciate while you're there registering and then sharing your picks with us. Let's get that side revved up. Sean and I are going to start adding a lot more content to going forward. So if you have any suggestions of stuff you'd like to see us put on the website, let us know. We'll go ahead and make that available to the best of our ability. I'll also, if I get the fantasy rankings done tomorrow, I'll put them up on the site as well. So if you play daily fantasy, you can go ahead and take a look and see how I rank them. As I said, I cashed in 20 out of my last 27 daily fantasy lineups in DraftKings.
I'll say this because I'll get this off my chest. You know, you got the Facebook groups and everything else, and they don't want you advertising, yada, yada, yada. But so we don't put our picks on there, but we just say go to money. There's too many people that aren't transparent, but everybody wants that because you guys follow that. We are completely transparent. When we suck at a sport, we'll tell you we suck at a sport. You got to
which is hockey.
Baseball.
Well, who's coming to hockey anyway?
Yeah, at baseball. I mean, baseball this year completely sucked for me. So
4 games under 500, so that wasn't too bad. But when you take in the juice, that's if you 100 games, or let's just say you're 100 games and you're 4 games under, you lose $1 on 100 games, you're down $100. But I mean, for a season that lasts that long, to be only 4 games under, you're in it week in and week out, so that's not that bad.
So everybody wants to say they want transparency and everything else. You know, I post on the groups how you did in the NFL and how I've done the last 2 days, and they say it's too late because it's already done. Guess what? We have it all on video. You can go back and see exactly what we're doing. Mm-hmm. It's the whole nice guys finish last thing. You guys rather be tricked and go pay for those than have free, easy access and know exactly what's going on. So
yes,
that's what I got.
We're like those new Duluth underwear. We don't stink. All right, Sean, any final thoughts before we get up and get out of here?
No, that was my final thought.
All right, fantastic. That was quite a rant there. I'm gonna start calling you Shannon. So make sure you head over to Horse Racing. I'm not Horse Racing Radio. Make sure you head over to Moneyline Madman, Sean. Sean and I will have our college football picks. Sean's a little bit better at that than I am, for sure. I haven't quite figured out the algorithm for that one, but I will. And then we'll have some NBA picks and whatever else is going on. And, of course, Sean will post all of our picks from tonight over at MoneylineMadman.com. Head on over there. Until then, folks, we hope that all of our bets and your bets stuff your pockets full of Carl Broberg cash. Have a great night. Good luck with all your bets this weekend, folks.